Hey everybody, welcome back to the state of the channel here in our stealth playthrough of Plants vs. Zombies. We're going to continue on here. We had just gotten the, what was it, the bubble shroom or whatever it was called? Whenever we laid off here and finished up that particular episode. So we are going to start here. We'll see the zombies coming in with the screen doors. What was the name of it? The Fume Shroom. That's the one. So we're going to choose some of these. We know we're going to take that one. Let's take, we need a sunflower because we need to get some light. We're definitely going to take a Fume Shroom so we can get through the zombies with the doors. Let's get our little puff shrooms up here. Walnuts is a last defense. Let's get some pea shooters. Oh, and then always the hard one. Which one? Sun shrooms? They're only 25, but they don't give much sun. Snow peas, which one are we going to go with? I am thinking, if we get up to this level, we're looking at probably throwing down a cherry bomb. So let's throw one of those just in case, alrighty? Get that going, let's rock, and we will talk about what's been happening lately. It's been 2 months now since my last one, so let's talk about what the last 2 months have been going on with. I am seriously getting in the need of kind of producing these a little bit more often. It's starting to feel like the Death Watch channel update here. Y'all remember the last one that I had was back on March 15th, and at that point Stephen Hawking had just died. He died the day before on Pi Day. And here I am doing the channel update here, and with the news that Total Biscuit died a couple of days ago. Those of y'all, I'm sure most people know who Total Biscuit is. If not, he was a British English video game commentator and critic and sportscaster. Did a lot of, I think, Shoutcast Kings, I think, was the group that he worked with for a number of esports type events and all. And was just, I enjoyed his stuff. This isn't going to be a tribute video or anything like that. I'm not into personality cults. I never met the man, never chatted with him online, anything like that. So I can't say it's not one of those events where it becomes like a big personal blow to me or anything. I've got people, I'm not into personality cults. I've never been into personality cults. I've known people at work, and of course this is American people I'm talking about, who broke down and cried and went to bed for a day when, like, Princess Diana died, or whenever Michael Jackson died. And it's just not the way I am. I don't get into people that I don't know and people that don't have any direct influence on me, like my family and my friends, that sort of thing. It just doesn't cause that kind of effect with me. I'm not going to denigrate or bother the people that do, but it doesn't for me. So I feel real sorry he died. I mean, he died of, his bowel cancer and all. And that's a horrible thing to have happen, especially at his age. He was only 33. So it's one of those things. Y'all remember about 2 years ago, I had my scare where I went to, it's coming up on 2 years exactly, where I had my scare where the doctor found a couple of cancerous polyps and have been working on them and making sure I'm clean ever since. So it's like, get out there and literally get your asses checked, people. So this is a very detectable, very treatable cancer, except for in certain types. And get out there and get it checked. Get yourself screened. Too young to die. I gotta say, I did always appreciate his stuff, his humor, his insight. We, of course, didn't always agree with his stuff, but, I don't agree with my wife on a whole bunch of stuff either. So I'm certainly not going to agree with some person on the internet all the time either. But one of the things that I took from his videos was the fact you could do stuff like this with a sense of humor, and the fact that his professionalism. One of the things that he talked about was sound quality. He mentioned poor sound quality in videos several times, and that's what got me to upgrade and got my Yeti here, and what made me pay more attention to what the video sounded like, because things with my disease, my ringing in my ears, I didn't always pay that close of attention to it, because it's the buzzing in my ears. It's hard for a clean sound to get through. So it taught me to pay a lot more attention to what other people with real hearing might have. So it created that much of an effect on the channel here, regardless. And his videos, his WTFs and stuff will be missed. Along with that, let's see, on the board game front, I've played a couple of real good games recently with Mind Fiend. We played some Carcassonne. We had a real knife fight of a Suburbia game the other day. I'm going to see if I can get it edited and put up. So that one was really good. And I've got another thing. Tabletop Day was back on April 28th. It was a month ago now. And I've got a recording made for it. It's just that work has been busy as crazy. We have been picking up lots and lots of call shifts. And it's just been eating away the time. But I've got something that I recorded for it and plan to do. And I've been working on it here and there, getting it done. So I'm hoping soon to get some of that done and get it edited and put up for International Tabletop Day. Be a little bit late, but hey, every day is Tabletop Day if you're lucky enough. So we have been, the only problem with it is, as I said, it's the time that I'm not at work. Remember, we're getting into full-blown summer here. In Georgia, we start summer about the beginning of May, so that's when it gets hot and everything starts growing. So I've got lots of yard work to do, lots of trimming, lots of mowing. And y'all are, speaking of trimming and mowing and yard work, y'all are getting a special, we're getting a twofer here. Getting a second episode going up. The last one kind of ran a little bit long, and the first episode ran to the point where we only were able to get one screen, but we're going to get 2 yards done this time. Maybe a little mowing too. Let's take a look and see. Along with the board games and all, one of the things I'm doing with it is I've been trying to complete my Star Wars miniatures collection. The Fantasy Flight Games and all announced that they would be coming out with the second edition, the 2.0 edition of Star Wars miniatures, which changing rules and all those things, as you would imagine. If any of y'all play with like Games Workshop, every time they release a new version of Warhammer, for instance, it to a large extent invalidates everything in the previous one. It's not a big issue for me because I am strictly a casual gamer when it comes to the Star Wars miniatures, the X-Wings miniatures. So I don't care about the metagame. I don't care about making sure I'm up on the latest updates and what kind of ships do you need to take. If I'm running a 100-point fleet, what are the best ships to take? It just doesn't matter to me. I am a casual gamer, and I've got a fairly strict rule that I am only in it I only collect the... And I'm letting a zombie get past us here, too. I did not even see him until he had already started chomping on the sunflower there. Totally missed him, being distracted by the pole vaulter and the cone head there. And vroom, I told you we'd get a little mowing done. That's why they're sitting over there. And we're going to have another one if we don't do something about it. There we go. But yeah, it's where was I? Yeah, I only collect the ships from the original trilogy. the first wave, the first two waves, I think, that came out in X-Wing miniatures were the original trilogy ships, the ones from the Star Wars. You know, you had the X-Wings, the Y-Wings, the Millennium Falcon, the Slave One, those ships. And then after that, they started mixing in the ones from the comic strips. They started mixing in ships from the extended universe in the books. And then they just started mixing in just the things that they created themselves. There are several ships in there, like the Imperial cruiser, the Imperial like troop carrier that was totally invented by Fantasy Flight Games with you know, it's not Lucasfilm anymore, but Disney's permission. But and they fit okay. They're okay as far as the look and the design and all go. But I just in the classic. I like the classic ships. That's the only bunch that I want to collect because there are so many. You can go way down that rabbit hole when you start collecting items for miniature war games. And we're just not going there. Especially with the 2.0 stuff coming out and having to, if I wanted to think about it, replace all the stuff anyway, which we're not going to do. Along with that, I also spent some stuff on Memoir 44, the board game with the little plastic toy soldiers that and with the card combat. They reprinted recently in the last 2 months. They reprinted a heck of a lot. I think Days of Wonder is the company that does that. They reprinted a lot of their old out of print, not officially out of print, but might as well be out of print expansions because they hadn't been available for a couple of years now. So I was able to pick up a lot of those that I was missing. I think I've only got one, maybe two of the boxed expansion. I think only two of the boxed expansions that I don't have anymore, and a couple of the card expansions. So we've almost got our Memoir 44 stuff up to date. Almost got everything for Arkham Horror now. So on the computer front, y'all know I got a VR helmet. And I picked up a lot of VR games and programs, quite a few of them, during the old Steam VR sale there, the Steam, the workshop sale. So I'm hoping to get some of that, especially, if nothing else, I'm going to record some of the experience games, as it were, the ones that aren't really games per se, like the VR Skyrim or the VR Fallout, but more the experience ones. Like there's one called the I think it's Earthlight, where you go out and you do an EVA on the International Space Station. You're in an airlock, and once it gets ready, you go out of the airlock and you're out crawling across the side of the International Space Station with the Earth rotating below you and doing some repair work and all. And it is quite the experience. It's not really a game because you're not actually playing. You're not actually free to move in any direction. You don't really have objective. It's not like a quest or a puzzle or anything. You're following the instructions of the person that's talking to you in your helmet. But it gives you an idea of what sort of thing VR is like, and gives you a really good idea of, you know, as best as they can give you, sitting on your couch with a helmet strapped on your head, of what it's like to, for instance, be on the space station floating up above the Earth. So that is going to be fun. With that, I'm still working on my Doom 16 playthrough. I'm trying to get some more of those done. I really want to finish that. It's just, once again, getting the time to play and then getting the time to edit and all. So the Doom 16 won't be abandoned. Neither will the Vice City. I think along with the Death Watch, the last time that I did a Vice City episode was like the day before, the day after the last update here as well. So that's going to get done. We're going to have more board games going up. We got some Lotro coming up later in today that I'm going to get put up. And hopefully we'll see Dwindon again some. He's been really tied up with work, lots and lots of work. He's at the hospital as well. So let's see, we got the almanac here. Oh, that lets you look at the pictures and read about the plants and zombies. So he's been tied up just as much. Plus it's getting summertime, and you got to remember he's got 3 little kids. at home. He's got 3 kids under the age of 5 at home, so he has got his hands full. But hopefully we'll get to see Dwindon again here soon as well. Lots of zombies left to fill up. Lots of plants still left to fill up. And what do we got coming? Okay, and so next time we will be playing the Whack-A-Zombie game. So this is kind of like the bowling, but we got a big old hammer we use instead. Let's go out to the menu. We're going to call it an episode there. Thanks for coming along, guys, and we will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.